the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
Z100.com, hi. Or Z100, hi. I'm Shelly, and we have such a special guest. You know him as a man who makes really amazing songs.
Oh.
Film him. James Bay.
Very sweet thing to have said about you. Thank you very much.
It's true.
It's good to be here.
It's so good to have you. We were just talking about, can I say how just...
Please.
He's like, what are you about to say? When you were in New York 10 years ago.
The first time I ever came to New York, 10 years ago, family vacation. And we got into a taxi and Z100 was on the radio. And that was in that moment. I was like, okay, so this is American radio. My first experience. This is
where my songs need to be played.
Entirely. That was it. That became the target and the goal.
So do you remember, so you had a little song, a tiny little song that, listen, I hear it and like I start sweating. No,
all right.
No, that's a good thing. That means it was a smash.
Right.
So we played, obviously, Let It Go 100 and bajillion times.
Thank you.
Do you remember the first time when you heard that song for the first time on Z100, just going back to that moment being in that cab?
Yeah, and it was a yellow cab as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, I don't think Uber existed back then.
No.
I don't think it even existed.
Yeah.
So it was so quintessentially New York, the experience.
Yeah.
But it was my song.
Yeah. Oh, so you actually heard it. I didn't know that you actually heard it in a cab?
Not the 10 years ago, because I hadn't even written it then. But no, I had I think when I first heard it, it was a yellow cab. And that's it. Yeah, that's everything you want.
Yeah.
That's everything I want as a fan of New York.
Yeah.
So and of course a fan of Z100. So yeah, there was a very good moment. I don't know where I was it doesn't really matter to me where I was in New York. I was in New York. That was all I needed. So good time.
It was a great time. You're forever edged in pop music history because of that. It's true.
That's a cool, bold claim. I appreciate it.
It's the true statement. Listen,
I'll take
you probably can like chill for like the rest of your life. Like you have, like what else do you need to really do? I'm
not going to chill. I'm going to try and beat whatever Let It Go managed to achieve.
I think you can do it. You're well on your way.
Thank you.
We appreciate that that you haven't stopped working. That you've just been releasing music and you're on tour.
Yeah.
Because you just released an album last year.
Released an album last year. That was cool. And I think so. The only moment in time when I did take a minute was when I was writing and recording that second record, Electric Light, because I had toured nonstop for 4 years, which was amazing, loads of fun, and I felt like it was sort of good for my soul to just sort of take a minute. And I got home at the end of 2016, like Christmas Eve, I think I got home. January 2nd, I was ready to work again.
Wow.
But I had a little bit of a sort of downtime, and then I really kind of got busy again with the second record. 2018, I was touring the second record. But I recognized halfway through 2018, more than ever before in my sort of time in music, that all the touring's great, but you've got to take some pockets of time to write and have more stuff ready to go. That's just what the kind of consumption is like these days. Fine, so be it. So at the end of 2018, I made some time to write. And in the previous year or so, I'd met all sorts of different people traveling around the world. One of those people was Julia Michaels. And we stayed in touch. She had a busy 2018 too.
Yeah.
We stayed in touch. And she had some time at the end of 2018 to get together. And we wrote a handful of times, which is really cool to be able to say. But the first time we got together and the first song we wrote was Peer Pressure, the new single, which was a very cool thing.
And that's just how it happens.
Somehow, when it's Julia Michaels, when
Right.
you're working with like a writing wizard like Julia Michaels, that is just how it happens. It was a crazy experience. It was a lot of fun. It was very sort of real. There's all sorts of different ways that songs get put together. And it seems, I guess particularly in pop music, it's not always that there's just a couple of people, an instrument, and some like emotions.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
often
It's
that
not
it
a
happens
simple.
just like that. It's not
Right.
and it was nice that was all it was between us two.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That which was very cool. And I mean that was the end of last year. Here we are in March, so it sort of feels like 5 minutes ago, and the song is out in the world, and it's amazing to see people responding to it so amazingly.
Well, it's interesting that you talk about that process of you working with her being so organic, because that's what the song feels like.
Well, that's cool.
It's so to say that it's a simple song is almost sounds like I'm saying it's such a simple song, but like the best songs are the simple songs that
That's
just
true.
pierce. Does that make sense?
It does, but they are the hardest ones to get
To write.
write
Okay.
and to have. there's a bit of luck involved in all of this. That's the
Right.
bit that we cannot control.
Sure.
So be it. And I was fully aware of Julia's immense talents before sitting down to write with her. And I don't know, that made me equally nervous and put me at ease.
Right.
And you have to bring your A game and do what you can. It's kind of wild though in the session. So when people are writing together, you've got your phone out to record, like voice notes app, record all the ideas and all that stuff. Paper and, or writing lyrics in your phone, you're doing all that stuff. And there's me like frantically collecting what I think are the best ideas of the hours that we spend together.
Right.
And she was just this sort of Zen thing in the corner, this Zen person in the corner, kind of. And I was like, "Did you get that?"
She's like, "Yeah,
She's
don't worry,
like,
Jay.
"No, it's
I
cool,
got it."
it's cool." But genuinely, and then like I don't know, we spent like a day and a half on it. And at the end of it, I said we decided to sort of put it down, record it. And I said, and I was kind of flicking through, and she had her like recording engineer with her. He was the other dude in the room. And I was trying to collect all of the melodies and the lyrics and what the song was, and like he'd already pressed record, and she was putting the whole song down. She just remembers everything.
That's crazy.
She holds all the best stuff
In her
she
brain.
holds onto it and then sings it.
And you're like the kid in class who's just trying to take notes and write everything the teacher's saying, and then go home and study them later.
Exactly.
That was me.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. And she's this magical thing.
That's so amazing.
So it's very cool.
Yeah.
And we wrote a few times after that, and we kind of still got stuff on the go, which is really exciting. She's busy now.
Yeah.
She released that amazing EP.
Yeah.
But it's a really exciting time, I've got to say.
So I was having a conversation just with somebody the other day. And we were talking about like just the dynamics of men and women, and like, so you mentioned just when you see somebody like Julia Michaels, you're like intimidated but also inspired. Like, have you ever gotten into the studio with like a really strong woman, or even like just somebody, and you're like, that's what intimidates me? Like we were just talking about intimidation from like men. And, like,
Oh yeah.
Are you ever intimidated where you're like, I can't even like be creative now?
Alicia Keys.
Really?
Alicia Keys, we got to, she recorded, we did a duet of a song from Electric Light called Us.
Okay.
So she recorded a vocal onto it as well. And then we played it live on The Voice. I was like 12 years old when she first released music.
Sure.
So she's been an all-time hero of mine and millions and billions of other people's and millions and billions of other artists for many years now. And then suddenly we're in LA in a rehearsal space together, getting ready to do it live.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so badass. She's a great piano player as
Sure.
well.
Yep.
I don't think like if she doesn't want to, she doesn't even sit down at the piano. She has it up on a riser.
That's
and she just,
so
like, rocks
crazy.
it
Well,
like
you
that.
saw the two.
That was killer.
Yeah,
That
at
was
the
very cool.
Grammys.
But she had just the one and like standing up on it, and performing with her was a incredible. And even the rehearsing, it was a real lesson in like, getting each other excited about the performance in the moment, which really does it for the audience. That was definitely one of those occasions for
Right.
sure,
You're
and
like-
one I'll never forget.
Right.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
Wait, so back to Peer Pressure. I've listened to it like 800 bajillion times.
Right.
I personally really love the song.
Could you listen to it some more though, please?
I will. As soon as you're done, I will help the streams, although you don't really need them. So it's funny that like Peer Pressure is usually in my mind when I was listening to the song. Do you know where I'm going with this? Have somebody asked you this question already? Okay.
No, but you might actually be the first person. But,
Yes.
but go.
Because I thought about it. I'm like, it's so interesting when you hear the two words peer pressure put together. It's always something negative. You're like, somebody's making me do something or making me feel uncomfortable and forcing me to do something I don't want to do. And it's usually like smoke or drink or go out on a Friday night when you have something early to do on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I'm being funny, but no. But like this song, you almost made it seem like peer pressure was like the and I'm really explaining your song to you.
I love it. Please do. That's why I'm excited.
It's the ability to, correct me if I'm wrong, or the permission to be vulnerable.
It's that. That's actually it. You've kind of nailed it.
I did it. I knew it. I got it.
And then just tied in with that, there's this, and this is okay, especially in a sort of romantic context. It's also something about rising to an occasion. Something about like, we looked at each other writing this song and we went, okay, peer pressure. It feels good. It sounds good in a songwriting context. There's a negativity tagged to it. Does it have to be that in the context of this song? And we both immediately were like, no. In a kind of romantic context and in the context of like vulnerability and naivety and all of that stuff, it's kind of magical.
Yeah.
And so from that, the song is everything you were saying, and it's about how easily and readily we wear all of this kind of emotional armor, and we put more of it on, and we put up all these guards because the world is a wonderful but weird, scary place.
Sure, you need to protect yourself.
You need to protect yourself from a lot of things, but there might also be that one person out there who cuts through all of that and gets to you for all the best reasons. And so that was a big theme, along with what you were saying. That was a really big theme in this song that helped us find this sort of very positive spin on the idea of peer pressure.
Yeah. I love that. Like, I just love that aspect of the song.
That's very cool.
It feels...
I appreciate that you kind of picked up on it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that resonates. That means a lot.
Listen, I'm a lyric person. Like, you know, they say girls listen to lyrics, guys listen to melodies. Like, if I don't feel what you're saying, it's really hard for me to enjoy your song.
That's all right.
Like...
I've learned that. I think I've learned that in many ways, but particularly, I suppose, working with Julia, you know, who's a great lyrics person herself. I've learned that more and more because I am a little bit more melody, I think, traditionally myself, but like I've found my way to lyrics on all those levels. And
it's funny because you're like a lyrics a dude.
Oh,
like you're
I
a
singer-songwriter. I appreciate that.
Like people come to you because they want to hear what you have to say. Obviously, it sounds good, but
well, as somebody who wasn't initially a lyrics person, there's a pressure I feel with that, but it's okay. I quite like rising to the challenge.
Oh, good.
Helps sort of test me.
I'm glad all the pressure is on you. Just so you know, there's so much pressure. Really quickly before I let you go. I'm curious as to your relationship with social media, just because
Go for it. Yeah, okay.
I was doing like some stalking, like I'm supposed to, and like you're super all about like the music, and you know you're sharing, you know, picture shows and stuff like that. Do you sort of make a conscious effort to just keep that for what it is, as opposed to being like, guys, I'm eating cereal now, and now I'm taking a crap? I don't know.
I struggle with the more personal,
right?
You know, looks that people can get at you through social media. I just don't feel like I'm that good at it. And it's a constant sort of work in progress, I think, for everybody. Yeah. And people just kind of come to different aspects of social media quicker. And I will say, there is no question that it's such a brilliant way to be so in touch with the fans. But I got to say as well that I'm on tour right now, and the most exciting thing for me about tour, which will always beat social media, is that I'm in a room with my fans, sharing with them what they love the most about me and what I love to do the most. But like I say, social media, it keeps changing all the time too. It's a work in progress, you know. I like that there's an opportunity there for me to be in touch with my people. Yeah. And I'm going to take it. I might not be as quick to it. I might not have been as quick to it as other artists or whoever. I'm doing what I can, and
you're doing enough. We don't need to see everybody in the shower. We don't, like, it's fine.
Wow, that's a graphic one.
No, you know what? I thought about that because like my friend's like, you're so obsessed, you need help. I actually take my phone with me like when I take a bath, or like even she's like, she'll call me and I'll be like, hey, what's up? I'm in the shower. She's like, you're sick. She's like, if you're in the shower, don't answer the phone. But you called me. What?
It's funny. We don't know. It's so new as well. Social media, it's also new. We can't know enough about it yet. But I think we it's there to be enjoyed. But I think it's there to be like, it's clearly quite an addictive situation. So we got to be careful with that, I reckon.
It's really scary because you can, you know, on a serious note, if you have sort of addictions, I don't know, like that's something that is you can replace it with. Like people don't realize it. Like you may have kicked something, but like this is something so easy to.
And psychologically and emotionally, what it can do to you.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it.
Not too healthy. Like it's not. It's worth keeping a distance. And there's some sort of magic and mystery that we've got to keep.
It's true. Yeah, we know everything. We know everything about all of our artists today. So sometimes we know a little too much.
There you go. Something like that.
This is so awesome. It was so nice meeting you. Seriously. You're just delightful.
Oh, thanks.
Like I'm already sounding more like
you got it.
More British.
The vocabulary.
You're
going to a new place. I love it.
I'm just a girl from Brooklyn.
All I want to do, I'd like to be just a guy from Brooklyn. But
wait, can you give me a Brooklyn accent?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to say I could, but no, I think it'll just be some sort of horrendous generic American accent. So I'll save you that.
Okay. All right, fine. Thank you. Just seriously, just good luck at the shows, and I'm sure it's just going to be wonderful. And I love the song. I'm sure you know the world is really embracing it, and that's really exciting.
It means the world to me that you do, and hopefully everybody else.
Yay! Peer pressure. Check it out, James Bay. Clap, because that's what we do.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.